4 kilometers, 320 meters up this access road. Temple Lodge peeking out over the shoulder. And we ascend the trail. Ski maintenance access. Long trails through the trees. First clearing. Hidden Lake is just in the bowl behind that tall tree in the middle. Not too much gain. Just at the junction with the halfway hut. And going to Hidden Lake is up that way. And we'll find the campground. Maybe it's down that trail. Not sure at the moment. Inside the cabin.
Cultural resource. Whoa, that's kind of
Perfect condition in here. Easy trail up to Hidden Lake. Just a little bit of gain. Super gorgeous in this bowl. So halfway hut is just back there in the trees. And that is Boulder Pass. We're heading over. Ptarmigan Lake on the other side. That's the high point of the day. Boulder Pass, just up there. Just looking back where we came from. Boulder Pass, Ptarmigan Lake, Redoubt Mountain. Summit is Now we are at Ptarmigan Lake, and falling away in the distance, that's where we're dropping into. Ptarmigan Peak again. And the last video was just from up there. This pass is so long you can't really get a good view of anything. So on day 3, when we go to Redoubt Lake, we're going to be starting on the far end there, skirting shoreline, going up that low call, and Redoubt is on the far side. This is splendid. There's Packers Pass, Packers Pass Peak, Deception Pass, where we're coming out day 3, and Fossil Mountain, which we might try on day 3, and Baker Lake is just right there. And this is the far end of Ptarmigan Lake. So this is looking southwest back at Ptarmigan Lake and Ptarmigan Peak. Looks sweet. And Redoubt is still in the clouds at the top. Right now we're dropping down towards Sawback, and then we're going to turn back upwards and head to Red Deer Lakes. So this is the long way around. We passed the shortcut route, but it's not that much longer anyways. A slightly longer route that took us down to the top of Sawback, heading down towards Banff town. And Redoubt Mountain in the back, Fossil Mountain, and the shortcut traverse goes across the slopes there. This is where we're going back up. I believe Red Deer Lakes would be just on the middle screen right now at the end of the mountain there. That makes possibly sense. Possibly, yeah. 6 kilometers to go.
I want to do the Priscilla Pass.
Heading through Cotton Grass Pass, and it is so flat up here. Just like the book says, you won't really know where the pass is. It is super, super flat. Right now we are immediately east of Fossil Mountain, and the trail has tightened up dramatically. It was all super open until it wasn't open. All these little pines are taken over. Still super easy to follow, but it's tight through here. So the pines lasted for maybe a little less than a kilometer. And our campground is going to be over there, around the corner. And then through that pass is the shortcut to Skoki Lodge. And we're going to take the slightly longer route around and save the direct route for when we come back for the Pipestone portion. So that's the direct route. That's the Skoki Mountain, Skoki Lodge route that we're going to take today. No clue how we missed the really good trail, because like 30 meters down there, there's also a really good trail, but also goes through the willows. And we didn't see any sign of this better trail farther up the valley where we came from. We were just following that other good trail. That's super weird. And we also missed the last junction sign, so there's definitely something going on weird about the junction closer to Baker Lake, the shortcut there. Find it when do the sawback. And this is the little sideways V trail that leads to the Skoki shortcut. There's Skoki Mountain. Possibly doing that tomorrow. Good trail, just slightly tight in sections. So there's heading into Skoki Valley, where the lodge is. And we're in the Big Bend. And there's supposed to be a trail that goes somewhere down that way. So now we find it. Maybe it's this thing. Definitely no sign. I'll see. Got a little bit antsy. The junction was like 10 meters up the road trail, so we just cut across because it looked like it went that way. So this would be the direct route to Cotton Grass Pass, and that's where we came from on the Big L, and camp is just up there. And this last kilometer into camp is super swampy. Not even all of this is rain from today because everywhere else was mostly dry. Just really boggy down here. And an insanely slanted bridge. Ugh. From the eating area, the video is taken right at eye level, so this is how high the willows are. And that's looking down towards Pipestone. And that's towards Yaha. Weather's finally stabilizing. Heading just outside of SK19, 2.5 kilometers towards Yaha is the horse camp. And we're gonna go check out Cyclone Warden Cabin now. And this sign 4 kilometers to Natural Bridge. I'll have to save that for a traversing day. Red Deer Lakes. I don't know if we're gonna go to that. We'll see. There's Skoki Mountain. And that's looking towards Pipestone. And there's Cyclone and Pipestone. And into Yaha again. We're at Cyclone Warden Cabin. And there's to Yaha. Right next to the lake, that's in the boggy area. And this is looking back towards Red Deer Lakes where we came from. Hiker trail, stays dry, going left. And that's the horse trail that allegedly gets a bit boggy. Next trip we'll go through there. Oh, we got to the junction with Pipestone. Heading up that way. Not the most defined of trails. And the Skoki Trail. To going through that valley. So that valley will lead you up to Pipestone. So we came across this off trail and there are canvas tents back there, surrounded by the electric fence. Lot of horse use in here for sure. Hobbling chain. We haven't started turning towards Merlin Meadows yet, but there's Molar Mountain, and you can tell it's been named from this angle. And Cyclone. And Pipestone's out of view now. And Merlin Meadows from above. We drop down, and camp is a few hundred meters away. The Merlin Meadows camping area. Lots of decent spots. And the meadows are all beyond the tree line. Stop there. We're on the trail right now, dropping down towards the Pipestone. And when we get there, we'll decide if we want to ascend back up or loop back to where we turned off earlier in the morning. Make a little diamond of it. in the meadows just before linking in with Little Pipestone. This has not been here long at all. So we're a little bit closer to Molar, and that's the Little Pipestone route. There's a ford here, but when we walk upstream a bit, this is pretty much the only bushwhacking we've done so far. Convenient down tree. Well, we were accidentally found the trail that leads to Pipestone, and this is the CY9 horse camp. Not much to it. It's like 30 meters off the Pipestone trail, the meadows out there. And after you cross the creek, we followed the obvious trail, and then it blew out for maybe 30 meters. Just kept going up slope, and we eventually ran into the main trail. Too marshy down there. So many willows just growing over everything. That's why the trail never stays. So from this sign, and this is the trail we came in on, and the trail to Pipestone still leads through here. We are halfway back to the link that we verged off of earlier in the day to go to Merlin Meadows. And we're basically just following the horse shit as best we can, because it's quite indistinct where it turns to gravel bar. Although this is easy to follow. But it's probably going to be this for the rest till we link back in. Gravel bars like this. So the annoying willow section didn't last for that long actually. And then it got quite clear, just like this. So there's the big unnamed lake. And we're about to link in with the junction where we turned this morning. So we'll be heading up that way again. Heading out to Merlin Lake. So the trail up has been loamy, single track, good. Quite a bit more gain than what we thought there'd be. And now you have to descend to the lake. And the trail going to that upper tarn is good, so it's just over 100 meters gain. See what it looks like before we go to Merlin Lake. from the tiny tarn above Merlin Lake, all spring fed. Just that little water pit. On the way down, we found an alternate route, and this one is also well trodden. The wall of Jericho. I'm gonna traverse goes mid-slope. And Castellea Lake. So that's the cirque where the spires and the tarn are. And we came down, stood on top of the head wall, did the little down climb behind that shoulder, came around, traversed, saw Castellea Lake, and we'll keep on going. Skoki Mountain Trail starts right behind the lodge. Good grade right from the beginning. Good meaning moderately steep. Oh no. Which way? I didn't know about this. 200 meters up so far. And that's looking back at Merlin Lake where we were yesterday. And our campground was in the valley down there in the meadows. In the far back, the big one, direct middle, is Redoubt where we came in. And there's the two lakes, Myosotis and Wall of Jericho, Merlin Lake. And the meadows in the middle where we camped. Heading towards Pipestone. Big meadows that we traversed through yesterday. And the bog, which is super nice looking. Cyclone Warden Station is down in the middle. Red Deer Lakes. Oyster Peak. Cotton Grass Pass, Fossil Mountain, and Deception Pass on the left, and Packers Pass on the right. Since we're descending now, I'm gonna take a shortcut, steeper route. When we came up, we traversed all the way around and came up the far out of sight shoulder. So this will get us down faster. And this trip we decided to ditch Deception Pass and we're going out Packers Pass. So we're gonna go see the two lakes this time. Wall of Jericho. Skoki Mountain, Jones Pass. Or we were on the other side, did a little triangle thing on the first day. Fossil. And Deception Pass. And Packers Pass.
so great.
And there's a chalkstone block. I said before it's Myosotis Lake, but it's Myosotis. Zigadenus Lake on the high side. Draining into Myosotis. Zigadenus. That huge chunk of glacier slid across that entire low angle slope because it had massive speed coming off of the glacier right in the middle pinch. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, we're at Packers Pass now. Quite a bit of gain coming up from the lake. There's Packers Pass Peak. And from Packers Pass, you can now quickly no longer see the lake. Stepping over a bit, looking down on Ptarmigan and Redoubt Lake behind. We're on our way out the road and ticks. This was a 2-tick overall trip because this first portion of it up the Louise ski road sucked so bad, and so far the Packers Pass was just double track. If it wasn't for that, it would be a 1-tick trip. I'm not sure that anything's been a 1-tick yet, but because it was so long and so much gain of boring stuff, that cannot be a 1-tick trip.